How's this mission been for you?
It's been great. It's been great. The thing is, every day, been able to see closure. I mean, my cell phone, people call me with concerns, but it's a fire extinguisher. We're able to handle issues, on a daily basis. It becomes very challenging because all of a sudden, once your name gets out in the community and people realizing that you're not here. It's not a job. You're not looking at it like it's a job. It's a ministry. When they realize that you're coming at this as a ministry, then they go ahead and they take the time and they contact you because they know that, well, if I call Sergeant Childs, it's going to get done. It's going to be executed. I'm going to get some type of answer. Even if it's the answer I don't want to hear, I'm going to get some type of closure. And like we've talked to people before, and we have our partnership meetings with Ashbrit and just talking to the rest of the team, there's no reason why we can't give closure to everybody here, And when people realize that we're coming from all over the country and we're here to help, a lot of people are down here in a volunteer capacity, and same thing with us military. We volunteered to come down, then we had to go through a selection process through Washington. And I remember they told me, it's like, we can't guarantee you're going to go down. We've got a lot of engineers and other people want to come down. We're going to select who we want to. And I just took it on faith. I already knew, based on my background, that I already saw myself here. So next thing you know, they gave me a call. Instead of trying to get 30 days, they gave me 90. I consider that a blessing because I just wanted to do 30 and not be greedy because I was thinking, okay, they need to send other people. It's probably money. But for them to call me and say, can you go down for 90 days, I felt honored for that. And then I was down here for 3 days, and they asked me to extend for 90 more. So it's like, we went from, I remember talking to my wife about it. Having 30 days would have been great, but having 60 or 90 would have been excellent. And I mean, it's just been surpassed. So right now I'm waiting on another 6-month extension, which will probably either keep me here through December or whatever. But I just want to make sure that we close out, we do all we can for the citizens of Hancock County and close out all of Mississippi prior to going to Louisiana. So I remember we had breakfast with General Creer. He wants us all to follow him to Louisiana, which is no problem, but I just want to make sure we don't leave any stones unturned here in the community, that we do all we can. And I consider myself highly blessed because just the experience of being on WQRZ 103.5, we've been able to put our message uninterrupted for thousands of hours over the several months that we've been here. And when it comes to the community, it's knowledge and information that binds it together. And anyone that's traveled, you don't have to travel outside this country to realize that smiles are universal, music is universal, and when people step outside of the community or outside this country, it gives you a lot of growth, spiritual growth. You're a better person when you travel, and just being down here, for me, it was the first time I spent a green Christmas in shorts and t-shirts. I'm used to it being snow and blizzards and snow forts and snow wars, and I've been throwing millions of snowballs and stuff. You come down here, it was great weather. You can go out and go for a little walk or jog or run or whatever, and that's giving the bugs an opportunity to nip at me longer than they usually do. But otherwise, I'd say being here has made me a better engineer. I mean, from what I've seen and what I've been able to work with, and it's made me a better soldier and a better person by just working with more people. And that's why I say it, to me, it was just a blessing because a lot of things that occurred in my life prepped me for coming here. And, being a PTO president prepared me for coming here, just dealing with so many different parents and students. Being a coach prepared me coming down here. Just the time that I spent in the Army, just working with other leaders, around the country and around the world. And coming down here, it's just given me more insight and just more in depth. And I think when the community sees us down here, especially in uniform, it puts people more at ease, and for them to realize that they are our number one mission, and for us to be doing something on our own soil. I mean, as a soldier, you sit up and say, I've been to Germany, people have been to Korea, they've been all over, but how many can sit up and say, I deployed to Mississippi, or I deployed to Louisiana, or I deployed to Alabama, and came down there and helped our citizens. And like I said, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, to me, that's something you can, it's either a high in your career that you can always look back on. And not only that, this is a mission that you can talk about. You can't sit up and say, I can't tell you because because we did this and did that. You can talk about this mission and let everyone else know. And I think keeping that awareness alive, and that's why, you know, since I've been here, I try to utilize all the tools that I have access to communicate to the community that, you know, we love and care about what happened to them. We wish the storm never happened, but we're here as a security blanket, help them put the pieces back together and continue to encourage people, because there's a lot of people that are still on their porches crying in the morning and crying in the afternoon. People are still coming down here after they've, you know, the children have gotten out of school. And some people, every time they go to their property, they're just reliving what they've gone through. So coming down here gives them a shoulder to cry on, and it's honoring what the federal government has promised. We're going to come down here, and we're going to get things back together. And the entire team, everyone, has been, you know, all the spark plugs have been firing since we've been down here. You know, FEMA's been executing, MEMA's been executing, Citizens in Action, the Coast Guard, you name it. You've got EPA, you've got so many organizations down here, our contractor and the subcontractors. And the thing is when the community realizes that we're standing with them in their time of need, it motivates them when we empower them with information. That's why the radio station is so critical. That's why the newspaper, television, all of the media plays a central role in the focus of the attitude of the community and the informing of the community. And the thing is what we all should draw from what's transpired is that Hancock County has been a model not just to Mississippi, not just to America, it's been a model to the world of how we can work together as a team. And as a team, we have moved mountains of debris, we have given closure, we've executed rights of entry, people are rebuilding, people are being re-encouraged. But one thing we want to make sure people continue to understand is that when you're looking at the entire process, the only way you can really rebuild a city or a community is it has to go through the healing process. And healing, we're talking about not just, you know, like someone falls down and gets hurt type healing. We're talking about relationship healing. People that are having dialogue and communication that probably never talked before the storm or didn't talk, you know, so that's part of what's going on. And then another thing, just through the radio station, hearing world music, you know, that's a healing and it's a binding, it's a positive impact on the next generation and the current generation. So when people realize when you come down here to do disaster recovery, you're reinvesting in your community and you're instilling hope and stability back into the community, and you're giving people closure. But on top of all that, we're honoring what the federal government and the state government and the local leadership wants to do. They want to do the best for their citizens. They want to give everyone closure, and they want things to continue to move on. They want to get people to forget about the storm, that it's a speed bump of the road, but we're going to go on. We're going to build better. We're going to build bigger, and things are going to get, you know, and like I was asked before, where do I see this community? I see this community being, you know, within the top 10 or top 20 places to live, or a community that's made a major comeback, because it's the spirit that's here. You know, that there's no spirit of fear and doom and gloom. The spirit that's here is a spirit of healing. It's a spirit of togetherness. That's why people, I mean, you see on billboards, together we build, or together we rebuild. People are coming back, and these people are doing it in His name. That's the difference. And for people to realize that He does care about what happens to all of us. You know, He does care, and it's very important that people out there realize that when you're looking at Hancock County, you know, when the storm came through, the most damage, the eye passed over this area, the eye was 30 miles wide, and it devastated this area. So out of all the states that were affected, this is the ground zero for the entire storm right here. And for this area to be the most devastated, I mean, when you look at some of the devastation, it looks like God said start over, because it was that clean that you didn't see any remnants of man was there.